Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Keeping Up with BB here. If you're new to my channel, I do fashion and beauty videos. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch another video. So today we're going to be talking about yet another new launch from the oh so popular Glossier. I feel like they've been going in this year, like they've been releasing products back to back to back to back. They just came out with a bronzer, Ultralips, which is, a lip product, and they just came out with a skincare product too, a retinol product. So I was not expecting them to have this many launches this year, but yet here we are with another one. This time they released some eyeshadow palettes and they are called Monochromes. I picked up 3 with my site credit. Well, I had site credit to go towards this purchase. So thank you to everyone who uses my 10% off link. I'll leave it in the description bar for anybody who is shopping Glossier for the first time, and you get 10% off, and I do get site credit when you use that. So thank you so much to everyone who has used my Glossier link. It means so much to me. It allows me to keep purchasing products like this to review for all of you. So here is the packaging. Really cute and on brand for Glossier. The first monochrome palette that I have here is Clay, which is described as a rich terracotta, and this is what they look like. They are aluminum and they are refillable. So when you're done with any of these, you can purchase a shade that you haven't tried before and refill it in the same compact. And there's a mirror in here, and I still have the plastic on there, and it says "You look good." Really cute. And this is, like I said, the monochrome in Clay. We have a matte here, we have a shimmer, and we have a metallic. So Glossier's logic behind this launch was to have a palette with your favorite go-to shadow color in 3 different finishes. So whatever you're going for that day, you'll have 3 different finishes in a color that you love to wear. The next one I have here is Prairie, which is described as a rich olive, and I did swatch this one last night because I was so intrigued by this color. I don't have any colors like this in my eyeshadow collection. I do have a shimmer liquid eyeshadow that is similar to this color, but I was excited to try this one particularly. And yeah, I love that these are refillable, so it's really sustainable. So I really love where they went with the packaging on this monochrome product. Third and last one I have here is Mist, which is described as a cool lilac. And these colors are just right up my alley. I love colors like this, purples, pinks, and just cool tones in general. I love them so much. And for this launch, Glossier actually released an eyeshadow brush, and this eyeshadow brush has a blender side and a shader side. They released it to go with their monochrome palettes, of course. This side right here is the shader side for you to pack on product, and this side here is the blender side for you to blend out product. And the monochromes retail for $22, but if you buy a brush with it, you can get it in a set for $35. So for the first eye look, I'm gonna go into the Prairie monochrome palette, which is the rich olive palette. I'm gonna go in with the blender side of the brush in the matte shade of this palette. And I'm going to put that in the crease. They did say that the matte shades should be a rich and smooth application with minimal fallout, and I do see the minimal fallout that they said here, so I do appreciate them being transparent about the fallout because it's kind of hard to avoid in eyeshadows, so I like when brands actually acknowledge that. This color is a lot richer than I was expecting it to be, which is good. I didn't know how it was going to show up on my skin tone just because of how it looks in the pan, but I think it looks pretty good so far. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the metallic shade. It has the most sparkle in the palette, and I'm just gonna place that over my eyelid. That was really super quick and easy. So I'm gonna take the same side, the blending brush side, and just kind of go under the eyelid a little bit to see if I can just get a little bit more color right here under the eye. There's the first look using the Prairie palette. I really like this, and this blew me away, to be honest, for a first impression. I was not expecting that matte shade to be as rich as it is, but it really is showing up on my skin tone. It's olive, but on me it's pulling very, very cool olive-y, almost kind of brown, but I really, really like it on me, and that metallic shade is super pretty. We have the matte shade, the shimmer shade, and the metallic shade from Prairie. So the next palette I'm going to go into is Mist, which is described as a cool lilac. I was immediately drawn to this palette. I love this color story, or this color, and in the 3 different finishes, so I'm excited to see what it looks like on me. So I meant to swatch Prairie first, so I'm gonna go ahead and swatch first. We have the matte shade, the shimmer shade, and the metallic shade here. I'm really excited to get this one on my eyes, so let's get into it. So I've cleaned my brush with the Beauty Blender Insta-Clean and a paper towel just to make sure that I'm getting the true color each time. So with Mist, I'm gonna take the shader side of the brush and dip into the matte formula. Tap off the excess, and I'm just going to pack this color all over my eyelid and see how much color payoff we can get from it. And I did not prime my lids because I just wanted to see how the shadows performed without primer. This color would probably show up a lot more if I did use a primer, but I just, you know, wanted to see how they looked. So there is the matte shade packed all over my lid. I think that's the most color payoff I'm gonna get from this product without using a primer. Next, I'm gonna go into the metallic shade right here with my finger, because on Glossier's website they did recommend that you use your finger if you're going to be applying their metallic formula, that you'll get the most payoff with your finger. So I'm just gonna do that lightly, and then I'm going to take the shimmer shade with the blender side, and I'm going to blend out the edges of that with the shimmer. As you can see, the shimmer is a lot softer than the metallic shade, which is right in the middle. I'm just gonna take that metallic shade, pick it up with this Sephora number 18 brush, and tap off any excess and just kind of drag it under my lower lash line here. There is Mist, and to be honest, I was expecting that matte shade to pull up more true lilac on me, but I think because of my skin tone and maybe the formulation, it's pulling up kind of grayish on me, grayish purple, which is fine, but I did think it was gonna be a little bit more noticeable of like a lilac, a true lilac color. So far, I'm really feeling Prairie over Mist, which is surprising because I love purples and pinks and stuff like that on my eyelids, but just because of that matte shade, I don't feel like it's my fave. And it might just be the eye look in general. Like, I'm just, you know, going with the flow here, just doing whatever. I really didn't think about looks that I was gonna do, but any basic look that I would do with any of these palettes is just apply the matte to the crease and then apply the metallic to the eyelid. That would be a go-to thing for me to do with these types of palettes. So like maybe in the daytime you would just use the shimmer over your eyelid, and at night if you want to just, you know, do a little bit more with your look, put the metallic on your eyelids. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove Mist so that I can try on Clay, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and ready to try out Clay, which I'm excited about as well. This is a very warm palette and it's described as a rich terracotta. So what I'm gonna do is a basic eye look that I would do with any of these palettes when I just wanna get ready and put something on. I'm gonna go right into the matte shade here with the shader side of the brush and just pack that on my eyelids. And as you can tell already, this is very pigmented And wow, I was not expecting that, just because of how the one from Mist looked. It didn't even really show up on me like that. And I felt like once I went to the bathroom to take it off, it's like my eyelid had eaten up that shade for some reason. Like it just was like not there. So there that is right there. And then I'm going to take the blender side and go into that matte shade as well. And then just kind of blend out the edges here. I think this brush is nice, but if you already have makeup brushes, I don't see why you would need this, unless you just want to like have a dual-ended brush. Here are the swatches of clay. We have the matte, the shimmer, and the metallic on top. I love these, really, really pretty colors, and I think I'm actually going to go in with the metallic for this look as well. So I'm just dipping into the metallic and using my finger. And we're just going to get a really similar look to what we have going on the left eye, just different colors. And this metallic is definitely buildable. Like I've dipped my finger back into the palette like 3 times. So now I'm just going to take the blender side of my brush and make sure my edges are smooth and diffused. So here we have Prairie, here we have Clay. So now I'm going to put on the Glossier Lash Slick, and I've never tried this mascara before, but I believe they accidentally put it in my package, and I was like, okay, thank you. So let me try this on. I want to go ahead and wrap up this video, give you my thoughts on these products. I think this is coming off as a true olive green on my eyelids. I really love these colors on my skin tone. I didn't have anything like this in my collection. The matte shades are very nice and soft, but they do have quite a bit of fallout when you dip the brush into the product. For example, here we go, so that you can see there. And Glossier did say that their product would have minimal fallout, so they acknowledge that and they are being transparent about it. So those are my thoughts on Prairie. Next up is Mist. I was a little bit disappointed in Mist just because I felt like the matte shade here was going to show up more lilac and purpley on my eyelids, but as you saw when I applied it, it kind of came off as a grayish purple, and it almost seemed like my eyelid kind of ate up that color for some reason. When I went to the bathroom to wash it off so that I could apply clay, I couldn't even really see the color anymore. So I'm going to give it another try with an eyeshadow primer. It's coming off more purpley looking on camera, but in real life right here, it's a lot more cool tone than what it looks like on there, almost kind of grayish. But I really, really love this metallic color of this, out of this monochrome palette. I am definitely going to be wearing this color. I love the color of this palette, but I think I need to give it a try with an eyeshadow primer to really get the full effect of that cool lilac color. So lastly is Clay. I feel like Clay is a color that people wear pretty often, and you see colors like this in palettes all the time. What I really liked about Prairie specifically, and Mist as well, you don't really see those colors in palettes like that, but you do see warm terracottas and clay colored eyeshadows like this all the time. So I didn't find this to be unique, but I'm not surprised that Glossier included it because there are so many people who wear colors like this on a daily basis, so they wanted this to be available for them as well. I do love the way it looks on me. These are not colors I normally wear, but I think it's really pretty, and I'm looking forward to doing looks with this palette over the fall season, just because it's like that pumpkin spice, you know, kind of colored palette. And out of all 3 formulas, I really, really love the metallics. It's my favorite. And the shimmer ones are really nice too when you want to have some sparkle on your eyelid, but nothing like too wow and too out there. Overall, I think this is a pretty cool little product from Glossier. It's probably not going to be everybody's cup of tea just because, you know, people like to wear different colors and have different options for palettes. But I think if you're a person that doesn't really venture outside of specific color families when you're doing your eye makeup, this will be a really good product for you to try. It's very compact, it's easy to travel with, and you get 3 different finishes in your favorite eyeshadow color. So if that is something that you feel like you'd be interested in, I think this would be great for you. It's easy to use, easy to pack, compact, and it's really good for those, like I said, somebody who really just kind of goes towards 1 or 2 shades. Like if you go towards 3 colors and you just buy 3 of these palettes, that's really all you need because you have 3 different finishes and 3 different colors, and they're colors that you actually wear all the time. Then this would be the product for you. Like I said, the matte formula is not my favorite, but I do really love the metallic and the shimmers. I almost forgot to talk about the brush. So really quickly, I think this is a really nice brush. The bristles are very soft on your eyelids. They're not irritating or anything like that. The design is really cute and on brand for Glossier. A little pink and red here. But I feel like if you have eyeshadow brushes already, you don't need this unless you don't have eyeshadow brushes, or if you just want to get it because it goes with the Glossier Monochromes. You know, I just don't feel like this is a necessity. But it is a nice brush if you do decide to pick it up. I think it works really well and it's really great quality too. So definitely wanted to mention the brush. So those are my thoughts on the monochrome palettes from Glossier. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if it was, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and comment down below your favorite monochrome palette from my video, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. This was Keeping Up with BB, and I'll catch you guys later.